All right, so single ladies reading for April 2024. It's an honor to do your reading. I've been an Oshun priestess for over 14 plus years. I've also traveled other schools of thought to bring a wealth of knowledge to your readings. These readings are good for around a month and a half. They cover a little bit about your past, what's going on with you right now, and about a month and a half into the future. Okay, so with my readings are very simple. I took the liberty of doing most of the throwing beforehand. I was live before then, but then I realized that the title was wrong, so I readjusted the title. Excuse me, I just ate. So yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so your reading came back in blessings. Wait, let me see. Blessings, erase blessings. Blessings coming from an inborn gift, but it is not guaranteed. That means there's some work involved. Okay, so the readings are very simple. I give you the overall. Let me put these right here so I got notes. I give you the overall theme for your reading. Then I give you the proverbs. I then go into the Odu. That's when you see me doing a lot of this. So if it pertains to you, yeah, I do yes and no questions, but I'm not doing it in this segment. Okay, sorry. Yeah, but if you wait until the end, I will take some questions toward the end, but not right now while I'm doing the throwing and giving you the results of the single ladies spiritual reading for April. Okay, hope that helps. And yes, single ladies spiritual reading. Okay, cool. So let's get into the proverbs. So your first proverb is saying, if you are a single lady, you have Oya Meiji. And Oya, I'll get into that in just a second. Well, Oya deals with change, the wind, things like that. So she's saying irreconcilable differences between acquaintances. Limitations and boundaries are needed to be put in place. Okay, that don't change. There may be a bit of emotional or mental imbalance. Okay, so that's your first proverb. Your second proverb talks about, and when it's Oya Meiji, Oya twice. Meiji means twice. It talks about friends kill friends. There's no pardon. So it's not a good time to fight at all right now. So if you're a friend, you have a friend, it's not a good time to, argue with friends, do anything like that. That is going to cause an argument, because it won't be, like, you won't get over it. Like, nobody will get over it. Does that make sense? So the blessing is not to argue and use your inborn gift so that these things go well. Okay, so let's now get into the Odu. So the first Odu that is speaking is Obatala. Obatala is the head of Odus. His colors are white. His colors are white, silver, and he is like the old guy. He knows that things take time. Things take time to manifest. He deals with boundaries, establishing healthy boundaries. He also deals with guardian angels and also depression. So what this part is going to do right now is that you're going to see me throw. And if it pertains to the Odu, then I'll say something. If not, then you'll just continue to see me throw. So we're on Obatala right now. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so Obatala says that you have dealings with people who don't want to give you credit, like you're but that's your own fault because you're too noble and too good. So you have to work on strengthening your boundaries. If someone has not robbed you, they will. And that could be of time, money, energy, things like that, okay? It also says you have something baffling you. That's why you're kind of anxious, a little bit frightened, or things like that. It said, Amadala says that you're taking something that does not belong to you, whether a thing, object, or a person. It says, do yourself a favor. Understand that in this lifetime, you may have some difficulties and still a little bit of, struggles to get what you want. You may also have to fight with people on the outside and inside of your family who don't want to give you credit. wants you to be patient though. So the reward for patience is more patience, okay? You should not eat corn, white beans, or grains. White beans or grains. Even when you're old, you will have to be initiated. So you know, if you're listening to this and it resonates with you, a higher spiritual profession is being called to you. So whatever that means to you, like upgrading that, even if you wait until you're old to do it, it's fine. Just know that you have that in your lineage, like your DNA, which you showed up this time, is manifesting as you need to be in some type of higher spiritual profession. Okay? It also talks of laughter, tears, and sickness. So what that means is, you know, 1 minute you're happy, next minute you're sad. You may, have a rough patch, or have to fight for what you want through tears. Like, and I'm trying. It's just not working. And you're crying, and then it works. Like, kind of like that. It also says be careful with your legs, talking about stiffness of legs. When's the last time you exercised? When's the last time you did some yoga? When's the last time you did stretching? Too much sun exposure is not going to be good for you. Too much rain exposure is not going to be good for you either at this time. Okay. It talks about dreams of richness and wealth that you may be having. Give thanks to Obatala and make sure that you respect all people, especially those with white or gray hair, because you never know who's who, right? And that is Obatala. Okay. So Obatala says you're too noble, too good. You need to strengthen your boundaries. People are running over you, and you're like, but it's like kind of your fault because you need to set more boundaries. And it's also talking about those people who are taking advantage, maybe inside and outside your home, who may not want to give you credit, and that you may need to strengthen your boundaries. And it talks about robbery of time, money, energy. Any one of those things can be in so far as the robbery. And you too have a higher spiritual professional calling. Even if you wait until the end of, when you get older and all of your, aspirations or dreams are taken care of, it doesn't matter. It's just so letting you know that this is what's coming up in your space. Also, don't eat any white beans, corn, or grains for the next 14 days to a month. Okay, and overexposure to sun and rain. Be careful of that, especially if in your U.S. you have a lot of crazy weather going on. So just make sure you're mindful. Okay, so like I said, these readings cover a little bit about your past, what's going on with you right now, and 14 days to a month and a half into the future. Okay, so again, you'll just see me throw, and if it pertains to you, I tell you. If it doesn't, then you'll just continue to see me throw. Okay, so the next Orisha that is speaking is Oya, and Oya deals with the wind. She deals with change. She deals with ancestor work, ancestor altars, which you hear me mention a lot, and she also deals with the marketplace, like swap meets, expos, like a whole bunch of businesses coming together in an event. That's kind of her thing. Okay. Her colors are purple, and what she likes are things like grapes, chocolate cake, eggplant, things of like that nature. Okay, she says you have a lot of changes going on, and you need to allow that to happen. You need to allow those changes to happen. Changes are not necessarily a bad thing, but when we stifle the bad stuff, it can actually send us in reverse. It can actually send us spiraling down instead of spiraling up, like how we aspire to be. One other thing about Oya, which I had on my mind, something else that'll come to me. So Oya is, like I said, her thing is change. She says you either change or you be changed. Like, it's like, I'll give you a little bit of time to change and do it yourself. But if you don't do it, then I'm going to change it myself, and I'm going to, wreck shop on everything, destroy everything. That way you have no choice but to rebuild. Does that make sense? So I destroy in order to rebuild. So think of it like a forest. If you have a forest of trees, you cut down all the trees, but then you use those trees to, buy a house, build a house, you use the land to do corn and plant crops, things like that. Orishas says, be careful of cold, so make sure your vitamin C is up to par. Make sure that you are watching, being mindful of your health at this time. She says, let me see. This is what you'll just see me throw. She says, get a lodestone. Now I'm going to talk about that in just a second. So a lodestone, again, a lot of revolution in your house. You gotta let that go, otherwise it could turn in and not a good way. Like the law could intervene or something like that to make it change. But just let it go. Just let it go. Okay? She also says do a lodestone. I'll tell you what a lodestone is in just a second. Be careful what you eat and drink. Okay, so I'm just throwing to see what pertains to you. You'll see me do this a lot. If it pertains to the collective as a single woman, I tell you. If not, then you'll just continue to see me throw. And she said, make sure you're opening your eyes and opening your ears and around where your surroundings. Because you have some haters that are trying to trap you up. And they can do it because you're not being aware. Okay? Don't allow people to sleep in your house. Okay? A lodestone is like a crystal or whatever. It's a crystal. You can get it at a crystal shop. And it's designed to manifest, to attract. It's a very feminine type of stone. So usually you get them in pairs. In the olden days, they made altars, they made thrones and goblets out of the lodestone because they were aware that it is a manifesting, drawing wealth, drawing power to type of mineral / crystal. It actually is magnetic. So when you go get your lodestone, if it's not magnetic, if it's not sticking to it, it's not a true lodestone. True lodestones are magnetic and usually get them in pair. Okay? Okay, you must make a supplication or some type of offering so things will straighten out. Someone wants to separate you from a potential. They entertain them at parties and stuff, but Orishas says don't fight because you can hurt yourself and trap yourself even more. So try not to fight. You can start fights easily, like you can get real hot-headed really easy. He said if you have some issues or setbacks in your business, just know that that's